104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's Monday, February the 12th of 2024, and it's 6:03 a.m. with Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. Everybody's here, and it is post-Super Bowl Monday.
Yeah.
Post Mardi Gras Monday.
And post Mardi Gras Monday. It's a big weekend.
Drinking and eating.
And
Yeah.
if we were maybe in the cities where the players are from, maybe we would want more of a day off. But I think our weekend was so full, we just want a day off.
Yeah.
It's like you're coming back to work on Monday to get a rest. I mean, it was such a wild weekend.
It was fantastic to meet everybody in Galveston. It was really fun on Saturday, Friday night,
cool.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Put that on my bucket list.
Yeah, in a Mardi Gras parade.
I want to
Nice.
hopefully do it again next year.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
The only pair of boobs that I saw were the ones that were on a guy's beads.
Oh, yeah, they had the boob beads
Some
that
guy
went
lifted
around.
his shirt up. I'm like,
Yeah, that guy was showing his belly, and that was funny.
We saw
And then
a
two
girl that had a
girls-
shirt. Did you see the shirt that
It was two
like
girls next to each other
Yes.
wearing
Yeah.
naked body T-shirts.
Yes,
but
that
they
was
weren't naked,
hilarious.
just the T-shirts.
it looked
Authentic, though. When
I
I
was
first
like,
looked at it, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, finally. Oh, no.
No,
on the
Yeah.
wrong side. I must have been on the left side.
It was more of a family affair, too. I mean, it was just like a lot of kids. It was just a lot of fun.
Did you hear that listener line? They left last night. They
Oh,
were,
God, I've got to go through them.
Oh, we got.
I haven't hit that one yet.
Somewhere today, you got to play it. This
Okay.
person went with their 5-year-old and their wife, and they were so excited to meet all of us and get beads, and they got beads from a lot of us,
Except for
one.
One.
person.
I don't know which one it is.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
But somebody
How dare you?
stared at them
And didn't give them
throw
beads.
Didn't throw beads to them. It's hilarious.
Y'all, you would think throwing
Uh-oh.
We had
beads
to hold
off a,
back.
off a Mardi Gras float
We had to
is like
pace.
throwing $1,000 lottery ticket
Yeah, oh, yeah.
scratch-offs or something, because it is so funny how it's like, give me the beads. At one point, we were asking people wearing all the beads, can you throw some back to us?
Well,
Yeah.
here's the deal,
It's so
because
many.
you go through the parade route once, and then you loop around, and you do it again. We went completely crazy throwing out all the beads, and we're like, hey, we got a whole other lap
I
to
know,
do
I-
here, man. We
yeah.
got to dial it back, or we're going to be completely
Oops.
out.
We didn't realize that.
I had an extra
No.
bag. I had a bag next to me. I was saving it, and then the mod went over there and tried stealing my bag.
Uh-oh.
Ain't my fault you're throwing it to all the guys out there.
And then Roula can tell you I got in a little bit of trouble stealing beads.
Oh, I thought about when you almost impaled yourself on the hooks. Our float had hooks.
Oh, that did too. That almost happened.
It had probably 40 hooks. Do y'all have hooks inside to hang the beads?
We
No,
didn't.
no, no.
That
we
was the
had
most
beads on the
convenient
ceiling.
thing I've ever seen.
It was great.
There were all these hooks on the interior of the float. So we just had all the beads hooked. So they're just in front of you and you toss them, but they all get tangled and you're trying to throw one or two and you're throwing like 6 at a time.
That's why you guys ran out.
Yeah, because they all got stuck together.
Hey, you got your money's worth with our
By the
float.
time you go down to the bag, get down and pull them out, that
yeah.
kills time.
And then you got to watch out because everybody's
sore.
throwing next to you. I got popped in the face by one of the other throwers.
People were throwing stuff back to us from the balconies.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was throwing it up to them. And
We did too.
I think I probably injured my arm like a relief pitcher or something like
throwing
that.
them
Like,
up so
really
high.
trying to get up there and
You're trying to go 40
I
feet.
Now you
couldn't
know.
throw them up there.
he can reach.
No,
And I
people
would
kept
try.
taking videos of it. I was like, stop it.
I would try to aim it one way, it would go another way.
Yeah.
So
And hit a baby.
Oh my God.
thanks to everybody at Moody
sorry.
Gardens for making us feel so nice and welcome at Moody Gardens. That bar saw a lot of us on Friday night. That was very fun. And then, of course, Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, and then halfway through Super Bowl prep, the crazy, terrible news of the Lakewood church shooting, where Eric lives right near there. So you had a lot of traction on your.
Yeah, I got
You had aerial views.
I would say, Eric, you were 20 minutes ahead of the news on every step of the way.
and I was
by every step of the
an
way.
hour and a half ahead of like details.
Oh, yeah.
I have over like 60,000 TikTok views on one of my reports because I was actually because I'm up to 20 floors, so I can see right there. And they pushed the reporters back to Richmond, but I had the scanner, so I could hear what they were talking about.
Have you always had a police scanner?
No, but my brother-in-law told me about it. You just type in scanner. And I'm like, I'm not paying for this $3, but they have a free version on it. It has commercials, I guess. I never heard any commercials. And that's kind of awkward, isn't it?
Right in the middle of a call, it's like, oh, dang, I want to hear what's going down. No, there's a commercial.
If you go at Producer Eric, you can see it in real time on Instagram. I did stories, I did lives, I did TikTok. From 2:06, I got inside information that something happened. My neighbors heard the gunshots at 1:53.
Oh, my gosh.
God.
And then I heard all the cops. I thought, oh, man, police must be really loud there at CBS. I thought they were with J.J. Watt and them when they're talking.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, wait, those are here. And I looked and see all these cops. What is going on?
Wow. So, I mean, in a nutshell, horrible tragedy. Could have been far worse. A woman in her 30s. She's armed with a long gun. She's wearing a trench coat. Enters the church from the west side parking lot.
Backpack full of magazines.
Mm-hmm. With a 5-year-old child. She sprays a substance and then starts firing at people right before the Sunday Spanish service. And she claimed she did have explosives on her. Police did not find any in the search. Woman was shot and killed by Houston Police Department, an off-duty officer who was working security at the building with a Texas Alcohol Beverage Commission agent. The child was shot in the exchange of gunfire between the woman and the officers. A man in his 50s, an innocent bystander, was shot in the leg.
They're all over that area. Like whenever I'm driving home, they're always like directing traffic up
So
there.
there's lots of presence there.
And there's those 2 ramps on Timmons where they go up, and that's where that car went. You can see the car, and that's why I watched the robot, and I watched them searching the car and stuff. The person just got out, never made it inside the bowl.
Uh-huh.
This is the foyer.
Foyer. Yeah.
It's like right there. That's where they got.
Or is it concourse? What's
concourse?
it
I don't know what they call it there.
These officers
that's what they took
stopped
her down.
And she was the only fatality. So...
And her child
So
was
How is
shot.
the little
How's the
boy
kid?
doing?
Yeah.
Do we know the update on that? As of
he was
this
taken
morning?
to Texas Children's
But I know
Hospital.
it's in critical condition
It was near the-
yesterday.
He was, I believe, shot in the head.
Yeah, and just the reaction of the child was not good. Like making movements, it's just really sad. This poor kid was brought there by this person.
It's all on.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the shooter
that
brought
child
a
was with
5-year-old.
the person.
The shooter brought a 5-year-old. So anything that happens to that poor little
Like
boy,
in a
it's on
baby
her.
Bjorn, or like in like
She's like
holding
5
her?
years
No,
old.
5-year-old.
Okay,
9.
so just like following along. What are we doing today?
Yeah.
Oh, mommy's going to go shoot up a church.
Yeah.
And then a security guard got shot.
And then after
raised.
the Super Bowl yesterday, obviously you watch KHOU because they have everything delayed because of the game and the new show. Then they did the news. As of like 11 last night, there was a huge police presence in Conroe saying it was connected to the shooting, but I don't know if it was the shooter's house. I don't know if it was the other parent of the child. I went to sleep not knowing what it was, and I don't know what
They're all lined up when I left to come here. There's like 10 reporters.
Could you see them going over to the Lifetime Fitness? That's where they had the reunification center.
Yeah, I could see where the kids, they saw the buses pull up. Because at first it was going to be Lamar High School,
Okay.
the scanner said, and then they decided to do Lifetime.
Okay.
And there's like 2 big pools. So the view can see that. I'm like telling people, because they're like, oh, look at it, he bought pools. I'm like, no, that's Lifetime Fitness.
Yeah.
It's not their pools.
Oh, meaning like Lakewood's.
Yeah,
pools.
like, oh, Lakewood has. And this guy was like,
Gotcha.
I watched him, like, this guy's just swimming like nothing to do. And that's when they said there could be possible explosives. So I'm like, somebody tell that guy. Nobody would. Lifetime didn't know for like 40 minutes.
Wow.
The guy was
right,
the
because-
guy was like 50 feet away from all this
That's
to happen.
But all in all, thank God the police did their job. And that could have, you remember, this building, the whole complex can hold 45,000 people. And the fact that only the shooter passed away, it could have been far worse.
I think they get 45,000 people a week. So I think the bowl fits like
I think it's
17,000.
17, 18.
12 or 13.
Kind of because back in the day when it was the
Summit
Toyota,
and the
the
Compact
Compact
Center.
Center, it was about 17,000.
Yeah.
max.
Yep.
And you may have seen Joel Osteen's statement to the police, and I really could see the shock in him, like his shock. Like you're in shock.
Yeah.
That you cannot believe that is happening
He
in
even
your
said
house.
we're in a fog right now. His
Yeah.
exact quote was, "We're devastated. We've been here for 65 years and had somebody shooting at our church. We don't understand why these things happen, but we know God is in control." That was his
Yeah, it was
official
pretty
statement.
shocking. I mean, the whole thing is just, you're like, what? And then the sound, now it's all those people that heard that sound, you're part of that group now that's just traumatized for life from hearing live gunfire.
There's videos
around
out
you.
there of like a guy doing a report inside the church.
Yes.
And there's another one where you hear gunshots. It sounds like, it's hard to tell. You just heard like 6 or 10 of them.
And is that a right story that I heard, that something triggered her to shoot too soon and that actually saved a lot of people?
I think when she did that,
Whatever the
With
spray was,
liquid
whatever the liquid
stuff.
thing she
The
did.
spraying.
cops are smart enough to say, hey, the
What's going on there?
trench coat gun.
Because maybe her intent obviously was to go in there and just, terrible.
Those cops are heroes, man.
So we're going to try and keep you updated to as much as we can from that. Coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, some of the best commercials really did. That game was very boring. You have to say, as a sports fan, that game was very boring.
That fourth quarter was pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I was in that
things
first
changed.
half. First half, I think Vegas bettors were going crazy.
Yeah, because it was
The
shocking.
Chiefs had like no points.
That's one of those games where I wanted both to lose. I hate the Niners and the Chiefs. I give a rat's butt about them.
But there were some really good even surprise commercials. We'll go over that. And there's big announcements today, too, and big announcements last night. Just going to cover it all. Coming up next, here's your weather for today. It's a very, very windy Monday. I'm just going to prep you for that right now.
It is, and it's going to be a lot cooler than what it's been. I mean, it was a great weekend, but it's going to be, well, we had a lot of rain on Sunday, but it's going to be sunshine today. It looks like a high of about 60. Right now, 45 degrees and 613 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
From the big screen to the big house.
Roula and Ryan Celebrity Scoop.
104.1 KRBE.
All right, let's start this out by reminding you how you're going to win some money today between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. KRBE's Secret Sound happens. We're going to ask you to be caller 104 5 times within those 12 hours. If you are a KRBE insider, you already have the times emailed to you. When you hear the time to call and you're caller 104, you get to guess the sound. If you are correct, you win the money. If you are incorrect, we had another $104 to the jackpot. We had a lot of sounds happen between Friday and now, and we are up to a new sound that's worth a new $104. Here's that secret sound. One more time.
Oh.
God.
Oh, my.
I hope someone gets that because I don't want to hear that anymore.
That's really disturbing.
My robocall slowed down.
Wow. Let's see. On Friday when we finished the show, there were like 2 other sounds that happened after us because they got guessed. We did the scissors already. The scissors already happened.
We did the scissors. Those got guessed. And then we had a new sound, which was Velcro.
Okay, that got guessed.
And that got guessed.
And the next
then there
one?
was pouring ice.
Into a cup. Got it?
Yeah, or I don't know, pouring ice of some
Uh-huh.
sorts. Yes, that one got guessed. There was a bag of chips, or like being opened.
Mm-hmm.
That got guessed.
Okay.
Then there was a stapler, and that got guessed.
A bag of chips cost me because that was one of our
So that was your
Japanese chips.
You had to buy that? Oh, those imported chips?
Oh, darn.
I'm like, here, I
We
got
don't
a
have to
sound.
eat those.
Did you eat them?
So,
No, I don't know what I did with
you
them.
just open them just for the sake of the sound?
Oh,
Try
give
it
it to-
Tuesday, stale chips.
It was like meat sauce chips. I'm like,
Oh, we have tried those before, though. We tried those
yeah,
before.
remember? I think we had them eat.
Yeah.
So then now let's hear that sound one more time. This is the sound you're trying to guess for a brand new $104. Oh, Lord.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So
My stomach yesterday.
So yesterday, of course, was Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Lots of celebrities in a whole bunch of commercials. I think that the one that tell me this had to be a national commercial. My husband's theory was yes. Kyle Chandler filmed this for every single NFL city. But it's when Kyle Chandler deadpanned to the camera and he said, "Hey, Texans fans, you might be watching this game right now, but next year it could be you."
Well, that one was
Just for
came
United.
out a few weeks ago or days ago, like last Wednesday.
So did you do
And
one
then
for
I
every
saw another
single
one
city?
that said, "Hey, you football fans." I saw that one too.
Well, his for
They say
us,
about it, like North Dakota doesn't have football, so they're just going to say, "Hey, football fans."
true. So the whole point of the commercial was, okay, if you get really excited, Texans fans, and you think the Texans are in the Super Bowl next year, then you better start buying your tickets now. And if they don't make it, you want to change your tickets. United has no change fees.
That's good.
So that was the United commercial. The one that I really liked that stuck out early on to me was the Dove commercial with the girls.
I loved that.
I love
Yeah,
that, but I
that
wish
was
there was a
great message.
solution because it shows that like this giant percentage of girls, by the time they're like 14, they drop out of sports. Why? Because they're body conscious. And didn't we talk about this like 2 years ago about the gymnast that made that statement, that stand in Germany where they wore like long legged leotards instead of having to wear like why
Like
did
the
gymnasts have to
shorty
wear?
shorts?
Yeah, why did gymnasts have to wear long sleeves but like up your butt crack leotards?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get comfortable. And women were texting us that their daughters or adult women now were like, I dumped out of volleyball. I dumped out of gymnastics. I dumped out of all these sports because I was too self-conscious to wear what you're supposed to wear. And that is such a huge message. I just don't know what the solution is.
That sounds
Is the
too-
solution is that they're going to change the uniform?
For boys, they had back in like before they got the jerseys, the practice jerseys, there's the shirts and skins.
Yeah.
Yeah, make
I
you
didn't
take
like
your
that.
shirt off.
You had to take your shirt off if you're on one team.
Yeah, if you're chubby, it was not fun.
Right. Dunkin' Donuts had a huge win with Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady's like in 4 different commercials yesterday.
That was funny.
He's retired.
He made more money during this Super Bowl than he did when he would play the Super
He
Bowl.
made more than Brock Purdy did the whole year.
That's so
Oh
crazy.
my gosh.
Arnold Schwarzenegger for Allstate when he was like neighbor.
That was hilarious.
Neighbor.
Backstabber.
He said labor.
Yeah,
He said labor.
that was pretty good.
These commercials sucked this year.
Some of them
they
were
were
just
funny. That was
come on.
good.
The Reese's one where everybody's smashing their heads into the walls and doing all this weird stuff.
I don't
was
remember
like,
that one.
That was just
remember that
weird.
one.
And then there were some
There was a Reese's
commercials.
one that were smashing their heads.
Is that
Was
the
it
one
for
with
peanut butter
for
cups?
caramel
Yeah.
peanut butter cup or something?
And they're like, "Hey, you still make the regular ones, right?" So they're basically saying
These are okay, but
these
most people
aren't
don't
that
want
good.
it.
I just want to make sure that they still sell the regular. But there were some commercials. I'm like, "What the hell's the product? This is really cool. I don't even know what the product is."
What's that one? The Timu? Or what's it?
TEMU, Timu, yeah.
That's been around.
I asked that question
I always
a
thought it
couple
was
months
like one
ago
of
on
those
Instagram. Is that a
sites-
scam website?
Yeah, that was a scam website.
Yeah, I was.
Be
I've
careful.
been scared of it.
Questionable. They're like
sketchy.
questionable quality.
Yes.
Questionable
be
quality
very
website.
careful
And like Amazon, you get it in
ordering
3
them.
days or a day.
Yeah.
And
Remember,
that thing
like,
could be 6
uh,
weeks to 2 months.
Wish. It was like the
Oh,
knockoff.
yeah.
That's how I would compare.
I've seen my
It's like a level
I
up.
got burned on Wish.
my friend got like a cool watch, like almost like an Apple Watch for $12.
Oh, and it lasts for what, 12 minutes?
He's been having it for like 3 months.
The Scarlett Johansson and former football players who didn't win the Super Bowl M&M's commercial with Dan Marino where they're making these rings, these M&M rings for the losers.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was funny. Let's see what else. Christopher Walken BMW. We'd already seen that one coming up on the ads.
Oh, I didn't
where
see
everyone
that
talks
one
like
before.
him.
That was cute.
What was that? What was it for? I couldn't even remember.
It was
BMW.
It's for
BMW.
BMW.
It was
Oh,
for his
that's
car.
There's only one ultimate driving machine, and there's only
That
one
probably
Christopher Walken.
has to be annoying because everyone wants to do that voice for him.
Talk. I
Yeah.
can't even do it. Like where
But
he's
was it
got
one
that
character
pause.
ever, or is that how he actually talks? Was it a character he played that talked
No,
like
he
that?
talks that way in
Talks
pretty
like
much everything.
Okay.
He's
This is
got
how
a
he
very
talks.
unique,
So they're basically just making fun of
halted
him.
way of
Did
speaking.
you do that when he was young? I know, like True
know.
Romance. I remember that's when I really stuck out.
He did a movie called The Deer Hunter back in the
Did
day.
he talk like that?
Don't think he did it as much. He found a style and he stuck with it.
How about Vince Vaughn and Tom Brady and Wayne Gretzky for BetMGM? Like everybody but you, Tom.
You've
because
won
you
enough.
win.
That
you win
was
so
cute.
much.
That was really
Not
cute.
you, Tom. You win so
And then
much.
he tried dressing up as
Yeah.
somebody else.
Let's see what
Sam
else.
really enjoyed the Super Bowl. Look at her smiling
I
over
love
there.
the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Like people talking crap about it. No, I live for the Super Bowl.
Because I think it's very
But
intimidating.
yesterday, I think
Even
you
if
enjoyed
it's not my
yesterday's.
team. Yeah.
Homes.com spent a lot of money with Dan Levy and the
Yes.
girl from SNL.
I feel like most of them didn't even make sense. Like
Yeah.
the one chick she didn't have eyebrows.
Yeah,
And
I
he
know.
was like,
Yeah, what was that
She had all
about?
these different looks going. Like they cut her hair, they highlighted her
Yeah.
hair, they ripped off her eyebrows and the waxing.
I was like, for what reason?
Like I guess because he goes, oh, you only have 13,000 more houses to go. I guess because she's like a different real estate agent.
Yeah,
I don't.
I saw
It
that.
didn't-
I was
And then
confused.
bored.
Yeah.
Every time I saw him come back on, I'm like, let's get some
Oh,
chips.
Beyonce for Verizon, where she's trying to break Verizon's internet. She can't do it
That
no matter
was
what she
cute.
does.
Mhm.
And of course, the big news of Beyonce. At 7 o'clock this morning, we'll premiere her new song. Beyonce has a new album. It's country themed. So we'll premiere her new song.
Like country
at 7
themed, or
o'clock.
the songs are for country.
Well, I mean,
The song
it
that we're gonna
says
preview is at least
it's like a country
country
inspired.
vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't have.
So-
I wanted to wait. I want to be surprised. I know I
You'll
could
hear it
probably
at
go
7
listen.
o'clock. Usher did a great job for halftime show. Brought all the nostalgia.
I loved it.
Love in this club.
Like,
forgot-
I mean,
Yeah, I forgot this one.
he did
this
it.
Is great.
I thought he did
He did it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
On the roller skates, that was
It
pretty
was
cool.
incredible. It was incredible.
It was at
You know, I
EW.com.
love that. Quads.
And
Right?
Entertainment Weekly's headline, or like, was it the Wrap? One of the trade headlines was like, Usher sweated and skated his way through the halftime show. My gosh, the poor guy was sweating like
But he
crazy.
did it right.
He was
I mean,
taking his shirts off. Oh, my
brought
God.
out everybody. I mean,
It's so funny when he took his shirt off.
Yeah.
I was at home with our friends and their kids and my kids, and Matthew Jimmy is my 9-year-old, and he plays baseball. And I guess like some of the walk up songs or like he knew some of those Usher songs, which I was really surprised he knew them. So when Usher starts taking off his shirt, the kids scattered like bugs off, like whoa, what's going on? Whoa.
Oh, my
It's like,
gosh.
what is happening?
the
Why
dude
don't
taking
care
his
so
shirt
much?
off.
Yeah,
I
it
know,
happens
it
at the
was so
beach
funny.
too.
Yeah,
Because
it
remember
happens
when
at the
Adam
beach.
Levine-
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
there's
remember when
so
Adam
you
Levine took off his shirt and everyone couldn't stop talking about Adam Levine taking off his shirt during the halftime show? Like, why did he take off his shirt?
Especially if you're a 9-year-old, you're just like watching.
I was thinking,
trying to
why did he
figure
take
out-
off his shirt to show us that he's sweating that tape right off his mic wire on the back? Poor thing.
Oh, I know, because it was like wiggling.
Because you could see the tape
Yeah.
wires. I was like,
Eric, we were talking before the show. Like, was Will.i.am wearing a VR headset or something?
Promoting the Apple one?
I don't know. He comes out at stage. Eric, you were telling me, hey, I was just trying to get a beer.
I
and
don't
I
think
ended
he was
up on
meant to be
stage.
there. He was just hanging out and accidentally ended up on stage. It's like, what are you doing over
He's
here?
like, oh my, I'm not supposed to be here. And then we got right out.
let me love you.
I like that.
I
like
thought it was so
Alicia
good.
Keys and that piano. That was really cool looking.
So I think that obviously the game did not get good until the second half. I really thought, you know who couldn't
I didn't
sleep
mind the
last
games.
night?
I like defense.
Yeah.
Well, I
Nice
like
to
it
see.
too, but I want it to be more like a higher
But you
score.
don't like defense.
There's a lot of kicking. Right?
Yes,
there was a lot of
it
kicking.
was all field goals
lot
and
of
one touchdown
go
up
kicking
until the
again.
action got going. But I was thinking of all those 49er players that couldn't sleep last night because they just can't believe they didn't have it. Is the kicker that got his kick blocked for the extra point?
Yeah.
That game would have been over.
Doesn't matter if he did that. Mahomes would didn't have to score a touchdown to win. He would have done that. Mahomes is a beast.
He
Yeah.
is.
They showed that one kicker all forlorn at the end. He's like, I worked so hard. This is my big moment. I kicked so many.
Well, at least you could see the kicker. When I grabbed my remote and I said Super Bowl, it took me to the Nickelodeon broadcast of Super Bowl.
Oh, you got slimed.
And I'm watching this and I'm like, why the hell is
SpongeBob doing
Larry the Lobster's on the field? And I'm watching this and I'm like, there's jellyfish going in front of the screen while they're playing the game. I'm like, what the hell's happening?
Did somebody
It took
put
me
stuff
like
in my queso?
10 minutes before I figured out what was going on.
Pop's lost. Someone get him.
And the Ben Affleck one was the best one.
Yeah, I think the
Those
Dun
were really
Kings,
cute.
the boy band Dun Kings.
There's a streaker, but not completely streaking.
Yeah, I tried to watch on.
All he did was an usher, just took the shirt off.
Yeah, that's,
Oh.
you need to
Oh,
go-
you couldn't find it?
As you pointed out,
you need
see
twig and
that at the
berries if
beach.
you're going to get credit.
That's not.
Oh, yeah. And then you want to be a registered sex offender? Because that's what you'd
right.
be.
No, taking your shirt off?
No,
Oh, no,
you
no,
showed
going the
everything.
whole way.
Even the guy, the streaker
yeah,
that we had
yeah.
on from 2004, remember, he had a football.
Over
Jock
his
strap.
Yeah,
parts.
he had something covering.
Over his parts. Well, if you're sad today because your team didn't win, there's ways that they want people to handle this for the rest of the country. We'll go around the table if you're depressed about sports sometimes.
I got the audio of somebody came all the way down to Galveston for the Mardi Gras parade to support us. They wanted to meet us. Have beads thrown, and one of us shunned this person.
Oh.
And they're
And I think
upset.
Special K owes me an apology. We'll get that apology next
Yeah.
on the Roula and
Semantics.
Ryan show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who knew Kevin was out of shape?
$104.
kinda disturbing
we
us.
start right at fresh at $104. Here's the sound. One more time. When we tell you to be caller 104, try and guess what that is for $104. A lot of people, of course, dragging into work today because of Super Bowl fun times yesterday or Mardi Gras weekend. Thank you to everybody who came out to
Mardi
see the
Gras
Roula and
was
Ryan show
such
and
a
KRBE on Saturday. We were at the 2:30 KRBE crew, and it was really fun. And I'd like to get Special K's point of view on, just being a bead thrower.
How you
So-
feeling there, Kev?
Last week, Roula talked about how she became tired at the Pride Parade a little while back.
And my core was sore.
From throwing beads.
You
from
said
throwing beads.
I thought that you said you were tired.
No,
like
my
it tired
core
you
was
out.
sore because you're bending down to get beads and you're hurling them to try and get people, like to aim somebody. And when you do that motion over an hour and a half, my core was sore. And
I
y'all
was
were
like, what
making
the
fun of
hell?
me that I need a bead boy. I need a bead
That's
boy.
right. That's it.
Bead assistant.
Where's my bead boy? Well, my core is not sore. However, my shoulder is, my upper arm is.
Well, you know why?
From trying to throw them to the very top level.
The balcony.
Yeah, because they were throwing them down to us in the floats. I tried to return the favor over and over and over again, and I was
make it.
fairly. I was fairly lucky, but a lot of times it just hit a poor baby in the face, because it flings off the wrong way. I'm so sorry to any baby who is listening this morning. I just want to apologize to the babies in the car if I slapped you in the face. But yeah, so Roula was kind of right that parts of your body do ache after that. So my apologies on that one, slightly offhandedly. My core's fine.
Just
You still saw that you
my
had
arm there.
soreness.
We were all throwing
Absolutely.
beads. We had such a blast, and now this listener line call comes in.
Somebody was not
Oh, gosh.
being friendly.
Oh, gosh, I'm so scared.
No.
I took my wife and my relatively new son, 5 months old, down to Galveston to see the Mardi Gras parade. We wouldn't have gone. I'm sick. I'm not doing well at all, but my wife is a super fan of the show. She listens to it every day. She's a podcast. I know she's a super fan because if she tells me a bit of news, I know she got it from your show. We line up, we're getting beads. She's wearing my baby on the front of her, and we're putting beads on him. You know that you saw him because it's like the only baby there with like more beads than most of the people. We see the parade go by, we're getting beads from Sam, we're getting Special K, we're getting Normal Kevin, we're getting those people. That's great. But Emily, my wife, says, we need everybody. And we were all just on one side of the boat. So you know what we do? We've already seen the parade. We've walked back to the other side of the street. We get on the opposite side so we can get everybody lined up, see both sides of the boat. And sure enough, boom, Roula, boom, Eric. And you know what happens next? And this is the part that really grinds my gears. I've been thinking about it all night. Ryan, you looked me and my wife and my little 5-month-old baby in the face, and you didn't throw us any beads. We're calling out to you. We called your name. We know you heard us. You waved at us from afar, but you didn't throw any beads.
Wait.
Why didn't you throw any beads, Ryan? I ain't got to wait a whole nother year to do this all over again. Hope you're happy with yourself.
Okay, now may I respond to that? I don't know how I looked anybody in the face. I had gigantic sunglasses on. I clearly didn't see him
You
because
said you waved to him.
every single person I saw, I tried to get beads to. You never saw a man more dedicated to get beads. I literally jumped off the float when we ran out of beads and jumped into the back of the pickup truck, stole some beads. I stole some beads that were apparently for the next parade. We would have run out of beads after one lap because we did 2 laps around, okay?
Yeah, 2 green.
And we're like, crap.
Well, we were in the second round and we had a pause. And that's when he was like, okay,
I jumped
in this
off.
pause, let's see in the back of the truck if there's more.
And then-
but that guy had those beads. He gave us everything he wanted us to use. The guy who was driving the truck is in charge, I guess, of all the parades.
So when I got more beads...
They have to do it every hour. There's a parade, so those beads are expensive.
And I got yelled at big time for grabbing more beads. I wanted to try and do it. And then we ran out of those. And then I saw Robert from our KRBE promo team. And I'm like, dude, we're running low. And he ran over and gave us another more giant bag of KRBE beads. So it was nonstop throwing beads. Dude, I'm
you
sorry.
Learn to ration.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I'll give you any
We didn't know
beads.
that.
At the beginning, I'm holding
told
back.
we were just
a
going
mom was
around
throwing into
once,
every dad. He's like, that's a hot dad.
If I
That's
saw a
hot
kid,
dad.
I was
Yeah,
throwing
yeah,
to the kids.
When I thought they said we were going down a second road, and we did. We went down 2 roads.
Street, yeah.
But then it ended up being 4 roads because we did it all over again.
Yeah.
I wonder if
That's when we ran out. We didn't have any more beads.
Do people catch on to that and like go back in the bar by that time? This is the second time.
Well,
things that I learned from being in a parade for the second time in my life that I didn't pay attention the first time. When somebody is asking you for beads, if they don't catch the beads that you throw, they are not interested.
Well, I try and throw it. If they miss it, I try and grab
But
another
you're
bead
moving,
and throw it right back
and you're throwing,
get them
so
the
you
second
gotta-
try.
In the wind, you got to make sure you gotta get a few
I try to make
practice.
like eye contact before I threw it because I didn't want to nail anybody in the head.
I know, because those really could be dangerous.
So I feel like some people were legit aiming at heads.
Oh, no.
Special K was aiming at heads.
Kevin, you were throwing at heads?
Not.
He was totally aiming at heads.
What?
I had to yell at him.
Lots of people that were yelling all of our names. So
I know, it was very nice. Thank you so
we
much,
wanna thank
KRB
everybody.
family.
Only the ugly kids.
Oh my God.
Roula and Ryan show on KRBE.
It's
Tell
just
you what's
kidding.
going down.
Like I would aim for somebody.
Like children, Kevin.
That is horrible. All
Kevin does
children are
not
beautiful.
like babies.
He was like aiming. Good thing Santiago wasn't
doesn't
there.
like
He
ugly
would have
babies.
thrown like
These
beads
ugly
at him.
babies.
All right, we got to
Get
switch
outta
gears
here.
here. This is a very serious story. Eric, I commend you. You broke the news before anybody. You actually live right near Lakewood Church. There's a deadly shooting occurred yesterday at Lakewood Church. 1:53 p.m., a woman in her 30s, armed with a long gun and wearing a trench coat, enters the church from the west side parking lot with a 5-year-old child and began spraying a substance and then firing at people. just before the Sunday Spanish language service. Now, she claimed that she had explosives on her. Police did not find any in the search. The woman was shot and killed by a Houston Police Department off-duty officer who was working security at the building with a Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission agent. So the child was shot in the exchange of gunfire between the woman and the officers. A man in his 50s, an innocent bystander, was also shot in the leg.
I think it was a security guard.
Yeah, they had a reunification center set up at nearby Lifetime Fitness for people who could not find their loved ones. Joel Osteen said, quote, "We are devastated. We've been here for 65 years and had somebody shooting at our church." He went on to say, "We don't understand why these things happen, but we know God is in control."
Well, these cops acted fast. They have a lot of police. I always tell people, like, when you're trying to just drive on Richmond and on Timmins there where it all happened, there's like 5 or 6 cops there directing traffic, and they have some up on top because there's those ramps.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the person pulled up, around, got out, brought their child with them, with the gun, the backpack, and started shooting. And they returned fire. And
pray that child
was shot.
Going to be okay, but it was.
It was at 1:53 by 2:20 that they already took. They were already at the hospital, I believe.
Wow.
And as of this morning,
from what I saw, from my
the activity in Conroe that I said I went to sleep last night after the Super Bowl watching the news, like there was all this activity in Conroe. That is the shooter's home. And they were there trying to gather evidence, maybe give them a clue as to what her purpose was.
They had a scanner so I could hear everything, and I could see everything, so I knew what was happening. And they were really like they were trying to get their plan together because they don't know who plans. You know, they have plans, but
she never made it into the main concourse. These officers are heroes.
But listen to them; they didn't freeze under pressure. You know, they didn't just wait outside. They went in.
An off-duty police officer that ended up.
There's one that might have had a camera on, and the other one didn't because it was off duty.
So here you have a building that can hold nearly 18,000 people. And if that person had made it inside, oh my God, it could have been so much worse. It's still a tragedy, but it could have been so much worse. So we're grateful to law enforcement. That's what's going down in H-Town.
All right, coming up next, we are going to premiere Beyonce's new song as she was in the Verizon Super Bowl commercial yesterday trying to break the internet. She's officially going country. Well, her album's coming March 29th, and the first song, Texas Hold'em, is right around the corner. Next on the Roula and Ryan Show.